Trump's move to limit birthright citizenship is facing a crucial new legal challenge. At any moment in Boston, a federal judge will be hearing arguments on whether to block the president's executive order on this. It orders government agencies to no longer recognize citizenship for children born in the U.S. to parents who are undocumented. The order also states that children of undocumented immigrants are not covered by the 14th Amendment. The same judge hearing arguments today imposed a nationwide injunction on the president's order in February. A group of Democratic attorneys general from 18 states and D.C. will urge him to keep that injunction in place. Here now, immigration attorney Michael Wilds, managing partner at Wilds and Weinberg PC. His clients include First Lady Melania Trump, and he's also the author of Safe Haven in America. Welcome back to you, Michael. Appreciate your time. What are you expecting from the judge today based on his rulings on this to now?
Well, first, the court, Marnie, raised the possibility that universal injunctions are still permissible in certain circumstances, particularly class actions. Here you have 18 attorneys general from the United States basically saying you cannot rewrite the Constitution. Birthright citizenship was not ruled by the Supreme Court. They ruled on the notion of one federal judge enjoining the rest of the nation. But on the merits of the case, their argument is that this is destructive, divisive. The Constitution speaks squarely to people that are born in America, not foreigners or foreign diplomats whose kids are not subject to the jurisdiction, and that they are considered to be citizens. This is a political, not a legal effort by the administration. It is unconstitutional overreach by the president to do so. And those attorneys generals have been personally cited in their emissaries as saying that Trump's executive order may actually be an impeachable offense because he's willfully refusing to do his only job, which is sworn to protect the Constitution. And here the 14th Amendment makes it very clear. Persons born on U.S. soil are citizens.
The Supreme Court, though, Michael, ruling on the injunction matter and less, however, on birthright citizenship, that may still happen. When you talk to your clients, what do they say about the attempt here to limit birthright citizenship?
Well, this creates all kinds of fear and uncertainty, not just in clients, but even with U.S. citizens who marry foreigners. It targets U.S.-born children who, what are the hospitals going to do when children are born? Are they then going to get into the unnerving experience of asking parents about their immigration status? President Reagan, who was a Democrat, became a Republican later in life, shifted the responsibility of policing immigration to America's employers. Now we're going to treat people differently. Listen, part of our national flavor was that we were a society that recognized jus locale. That is, it's a Latin term, you got your citizenship based on where you were born, as opposed to jus sanguine, which is through a bloodline in Europe. One of the beautiful things about America's greatest tool in its toolbox is our notion of immigration, that the world's greatest entrepreneurs, risk takers, and persons would find their ways not only for safe haven, but to help really make America great again. We can't lose that flavor. He's trying to build a political coalition about dividing people and unending our Constitution's mandate. And in order to do that, there is a process. You need most of Congress to agree and 3/4 of the state legislatures to amend the United States Constitution. If the president wants to take on that task, by all means, but to say with a stroke of a pen that the Constitution doesn't apply is actionable, and we need the Supreme Court to speak to this.
And I hear what you're saying about, holding true to the law. Can the same argument be made, though, politically when it comes to these nationwide injunctions? We've seen more, I believe, in this administration than any other time. Is that also not political, Michael?
Of course, it's, there are political consequences to all of these experiences, but the truth is the only really appropriate way for us to mete out a proper result is in the theater of the courts. Mm-hmm. The courts is really the check and balance that we have. Again, Congress makes the law, the courts interpret it, and the president has to enforce what Congress did. Here, the president has his own interpretation of what the law should be. We have to reel him back. Despite, I think, the best intentions to protect America from foreigners that would cause us physical harm, the president has to understand, I believe, as a former federal prosecutor, there aren't as many bad people as the administration realized. And as they cast the net wider, they can't change the law to suit their political interests.
Always thank you for stopping by, Michael Wilds. Appreciate your time, sir.
Pleasure.
Still ahead.